Wuthering Waves is officially the punching bag of the Gacha community. The livestream announcement should have been the moment of excitement, but instead it unleashed a flood of trolling, hate, and outright bias. From posts getting removed from r/Gacha Gaming to Hoyoverse fans trashing our waiting room chat, it feels like the entire Gacha fandom, even content creators, has decided to make Wuwa their target. This is getting to the point where I feel like I should talk about it because Wuthering Waves deserves better. Now, for all the content creators that is mentioned in this post, I'm gonna say I respect all of you, but this is getting out of hand. Now, one of the most exhausting issues with being a Wuthering Waves fan is a constant wave of misinformation, rage bait, and blatant hate disguised as criticism. And there's a lot of people having opinions like 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗆 tell us that we should take criticism and engage respectfully. Which is right, of course, you should definitely respect other people's opinion. But how do you engage respectfully with blatant falsehoods? What do you expect will happen when 𝗶𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗁 says this?
Alright, if I'm being completely fair though, if we're talking about quality of their characters' kits, okay, if we really want to be like a little facetious here and go down to the bare bones, 𝗖cie and fucking 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆 kind of play the same fucking way.
Or say, look at what this guy said about someone showcasing a gameplay video. This is hate. This is blatant hate. And when he, don't worry, I checked the pronouns, when he gets called by it, he replies with, oh, who robots can't take criticism. This isn't criticism. You can't just tell us to take it like good little boys we are, okay? We can also talk about Gacha video on the Tower Adversity. It had good points, sure. But when the creator gets to the part where solution should be offered, Gacha response was essentially, that ain't my job.
But I think you don't really have a true endgame to suit the needs of your combat mechanisms, and that's my biggest gripe. Now, how do we fix this? I'm gonna be honest with you, that shit's above my pay grade. My job isn't to tell you how to fix your endgame, and if it was, I'd hope I'd be getting paid good for it. It's not. That's up for you guys to figure out. You cooked the shit, I didn't. I'm just gonna tell you, I don't really like how that shit feels. Normally, I believe in providing a solution, but in this case, above my fucking pay grade. I'm not here to think about what you need to do with your game. I'm just here to provide the feedback.
Okay, like complaints without actionable solutions feels more like stirring the pot rather than fostering productive discussion. This isn't criticism, it's whining. Look, maybe you don't want to hear it from me. Hear it from 𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 himself.
Really, that is just a weird fucking post. That is just weird. Like, bro crashed out on this post saying how horrible Wuwa was, said fix it, and then provided nothing. Creators, when you say something needs to improve, say how. Otherwise, you're not really doing anything other than farming confirmation bias individuals who just want to say Wuwa bad.
These things don't just hurt the community, they define how outsiders perceive us. The fact that it comes from a content creator as well. The ones 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗆𝗆 was talking to was the Wuthering Waves community and the Wuthering Waves content creators. But yeah, when 𝗶𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗁 says 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 and 𝗖𝗆cie plays the same, nobody bats an eye. What a shocker. This creates a lose-lose situation where engaging makes us toxic, but staying silent lets the misinformation spread unchecked. Which is also interesting to me because how is it when we respond to this blatant hate, we're portrayed as the ones not being able to handle criticism? The lose-lose situation we're in is insane, and I don't understand why nobody's talking about this. But you know who brought the most nonsense? 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆. Now let's dive into what has been dubbed the 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 Crashout saga, a frustrating chapter in the ongoing drama surrounding the Wuthering Waves community, in my opinion. Sharing 3 letters with this guy made me question my whole credibility, because 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 made the Waves Wuther with a string of questionable hot takes that become instant fodder for the community backlash. Statements like, Wuthering Waves lacks glue to the system, or calling out for community figureheads to police or shame the community. Those were nonsensical enough on their own, but what pushed it further was the negative edge that he's doing, right? How 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 doubled down by saying, y'all proved my point while I was asleep. There's no shot, Lamau. What point? That we needed glue? This is blatant example of a lose-lose situation for the community.
Okay, so let me just post this vague tweet on the internet, make it very dumb, and absolutely subtweet almost every Wuthering Waves content creators and the entire community, but not directly say what they did wrong. Just that it's gonna be their downfall if they keep doing it. I'm not gonna say,
bro, what are you, a tax collector? You're not gonna say how much I owe, but you're gonna put me in jail if I don't pay it. Like, well, surprise, surprise, 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆, you fuck around, you find out. And when you found out, you did an anime style Galash's pushback and you said, heh,
I knew it all along. You fell right into my trap.
Man, shut the max your traces, EO. This epitomizes the arrogance of some of these bad fate commentators. They deflect the valid criticism directed at their poor, horrendous takes while creating the illusion that any pushback is proof of their point. It's intellectual dishonesty at its peak, and it damages the perception of the entire Wuthering Waves fandom. And let's not forget the Kara canceling on top. He followed up with the screenshot of complaints that EO provided by one of the Wuthering Waves fandom members. This is basically all saying that Wuthering Waves lacks fun content like theories or analyses, and he is framing it as proof that the game is failing. These are valid opinions. Very clear, just direct. Everyone could understand this, right? Because it's not vague at all. What really got my blood boiling is when he attached this screenshots with,
You don't have a problem with what I'm saying. You just have a problem because I said it.
EO, what did you say? Oh wait, I know what you said.
Wuthering Waves community, the Neo Genshin community, does not have a me. What I mean by that,
That's
you don't have someone
crazy.
who's actually passionate about making content
Wait, that's
for your
crazy.
game.
Oh yeah, that is a good way to say it. Oh, definitely. Everyone will definitely take that super well, EO. What did you mean by that? Are you the clue that Wuthering Waves needed? You legit swap back with your opinions, bruh. This isn't just about bad takes. It's about the ripple effect that they cause. These comments invite mockery, and it frames the Wuthering Waves community as overly defensive or toxic, even when they're responding to provocations. The result? More fuel for the Wuthering Waves fans' play victim narrative. In reality, EO's statements weren't just counterproductive, they actively undermined the efforts of fans trying to foster positivity in a challenging online environment. Maybe you had a point somewhere, EO, maybe you were right. But guess what? When you did it vaguely, and when all of us don't understand it, heck, even TechZone didn't understand it, you call us low IQ internet dwellers. Like, I give up on you, bro. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand, but you know what? I don't know anymore. Now let's address what I just said, the victim narrative. The outsiders, the tourists, they love to pin this on the Wuthering Waves community. This isn't just frustrating, it's an intentional misrepresentation that ignores the broader context of why the community reacts the way it does. First, let's be clear, the Wuthering Waves fandom doesn't wake up one day and collectively decide to play victim. The backlash we face comes from being unfairly scrutinized and compared to other gacha games, particularly those from Hoyoverse. Despite the fact that Wuthering Waves improves on many systems, from combat mechanics to progression, objectively, we're constantly dismissed as either inferior in terms of money, Sensor Tower reports, or not worth taking seriously. Take the recent livestream announcement, for example. Instead of being celebrated at a moment of hype for the community, it became a target of trolls. Not in good fun, but with the intent to discredit and provoke. These attacks aren't isolated, they're part of a broader pattern where the Wuthering Waves community is baited, mocked, and told to just take the criticism like good boys we are. But how can we take criticism seriously when so much of it is just misinformed or outright malicious? Again, the real kicker is that when we push back, we're accused of being overly defensive or toxic. This is the core of the victim narrative. Outsiders create a hostile environment and then vilify us for refusing to quietly accept. It's a convenient way to dismiss our valid frustrations while shifting the blame back onto us. Critics also ignore the receipts, the tangible evidence that shows that we're not fabricating these issues. Whether it's Reddit mods removing announcements for no reason, troll accounts spamming nonsense, or blatant rage bait circulating on social media, we're dealing with very real uphill battle, yet somehow acknowledging this reality is twisted to playing victim. The bottom line, Wuthering Waves community isn't playing victim, it's being victimized. It's very extreme word. I know, maybe it's not as bad as that, but definitely not playing victim. Recognizing and addressing these issues isn't whining, it's defending the integrity of a fandom that deserves better. This isn't about seeking pity, it's about standing up for what we enjoy in the face of a relentless, unwarranted hostility. So where does this leave us? Wuthering Waves deserves better. From the community, from the gacha space, from the content creators, from the critics who can't seem to keep their mouth shut, and to the Wuwa players out there, keep enjoying the game and don't let the noise get to you. To the trolls, maybe try constructive criticism for once, and for the rest of the gacha fandom, stop punching down, man. Wuthering Waves is here to stay, whether you like it or not. And to EO, stop making tweets. Get a tweet editor.